Access granted.
Digital rich. Digital rich. Digital
going deep again down the sideline.
digital rich. Digital rich. Digital We made it rich on the internet. Stop capping. What you mean? We made it rich on the internet. Stop capping. What you mean? We made it rich on the internet. What you mean? We made it rich on the internet. Whoa, now they wanna know how I popped out. I'm schooling all of you.
Greetings and good evening, and welcome to the Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Friday, September the 12th, 2025. Bonsoir, comment ça va? I am Drew, and I'm one of the two co-hosts of The Best, and I do mean the best live sports talk show in 2025 all across the internet. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful and auspicious Friday evening as we get into weeks 2 and weeks 3 of both the National Football League and the NCAA. We have a lot of big games coming up, a lot of big games that we're going to discuss on this Friday night. And we are looking forward to the conversation with the Roundtable family. Thank you for joining us. For those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live, thank you for those of you that are joining us on YouTube Live. And of course, thank you for all of those that are joining us on TikTok Live. Please join the conversation. We look forward to the engagement. We have some hot topics to discuss tonight based on the teams that are matched up this weekend and how early season football really does make a difference. And I'm looking forward to the next 60 plus minutes of engaged conversation with all of you that are in the chat and my man, my brother, my homie, Brother Griff. How are we doing on this fine Friday night, Mr. CBSA?
Ready to talk football and don't talk about it, be about it. Hey man, I'm doing good, man. Had an opportunity to go hang out with some veterans today, break bread. We talked about the show and was looking forward to talking about the show tonight. And I'm just ready to get engaged, man. Let's get it, man. Like you said, we got a whole weekend full of great football, but we had some great football last night. From one team.
We did. For one team, you're absolutely correct. And this was one of those games early on in the season that I said on Tuesday night was going to be a separation game between you and I in our prognostications this upcoming year, both on the show and in our fantasy football league or pick'em league that is managed by Troy. So if anybody is out there in the pick'em league and your picks get jacked up throughout the league or throughout the year, contact the commission. That's Troy. All right, but getting to last night's game and why I brought up the fantasy football thing, I believe that the Washington Commanders were going to be able to come into Lambeau Field and shock not only the Pack faithful, but the NFC and the NFL. Just a little bit. I called it a slight upset, but Green Bay showed me, based off of what you analyzed, because you know Micah, you've seen him every day for the past 4 years, what he is capable of when he pin his ears back. Joining a team that, one, is very good, two, is very good at home, three, are one of the top 4 contenders to represent both the NFC and the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. So I was impressed not only with how dominant the Green Bay Packers were, but how dominant the defense was against a very, very good Washington Commanders offense. This is 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, the Green Bay Packers defense has shut down a 15-win team from last year, and the NFC representative in the NFC Championship game last year. So right out the gate, Green Bay has to be not only your favorite to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, but probably the best team in the NFL right now. What say you?
Hey man, I guess we need to go back and run the film back from Tuesday. I know what I said. I know what I said. I told you what was going to happen. All you did was you gave a team that was already solid, and you added another piece to it. And we both know that defense win championships. And adding Michael Parsons, all that did was free up some guys. And I mean, when I say Jared probably at home crying because he let Michael Parsons go, that's an understatement, man. What I saw was a team that took Daniels out of his element, didn't give him an opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that he won't be able to do that with other teams throughout the rest of the season, but Green Bay already had a decent offense. Then you plug in Michael Parsons. All that did was make that defense even better. And what we saw last night, in my eyes, is probably the best team currently. I know we in week 2, but what I seen from all of last week and what I saw last night, I think Green Bay, if they not the top, they in the top 2. They one of the top 2 teams, man. I only can see them get better as Michael Parsons get more snaps and that team start to come together.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I want to touch on a few topics. I want to end with Jordan Love, but I want to start with Michael Parsons. And just the last couple of weeks since the trade and him being in Green Bay and these past 2 games and the level of visibility in these 2 games because of their 2 opponents, a lot of light has not only been on Michael Parsons, but how effective is Michael Parsons going to be in the Packers defense? You said that the Packers defense is already good, and adding Michael Parsons only makes them not only better, but faster, stronger, bigger, right? We can make him faster, stronger, builder, like the $6 million man. In this case, the $47 million man. But just looking at him on the field, looking at how effective he is, looking at his technique, looking at how he can just bulldozer over a 300-pound left tackle, left guard, right guard with ease is Lawrence Taylor-esque, matched or mashed up with some Reggie White. The agility of Lawrence Taylor and the power and strength of a Reggie White. This young man stays healthy this year, I will be severely disappointed if the Green Bay Packers don't end up in the NFC title game at a minimum. Now, the Washington Commanders, you made mention of how effective that defense was against Jaden Daniels that completely took him out of his game. That's what the part that surprised me, right? Because I've seen Jaden Daniels go up against the best defenses in the league repeatedly, regularly, and just outmaneuver them, sidestep them. When the opportunity required it, take off and gain enough yards to continue a drive. He had, 12 rushes for 17 yards or something like that? Just completely out-coached. Matt LaFleur out-coached Dan Quinn. The game plan for the Washington offense could not match the tenacity and aggressiveness of the Green Bay defense. Now, Jordan Love, I made mention early on in the before opening weekend that he was a possible MVP candidate. I wouldn't say that Jordan Love is the reason he is not driving the train right now. That the Green Bay Packers are 2-0. Granted, they've scored 27 points in both games against their opponents. It's the defense that is the leader of this team right now, collectively, right? Because it is not only the addition of Michael Parsons, it is that one-stop defense. It is that defense that is somewhat suffocating on the back end, not allowing those 2 quarterbacks who are very good. One is the best game manager in the game, and another one who is coming off of a phenomenal rookie season. So that defense is going to be something to be dealt with long term.
Let me say this before we move on, man. The defense is going to be the determinant. It won't be. I don't want to take none away, and I don't want to crown Jordan Love as the MVP up front. No, that is the defense. Defense win championships. At the end of the day, defense win championships. Offense put people in the seats, but defense win championships. The reason why they were so successful last night, because guess what? They defense was making the offense go 3 and out. You know what that does to the opposing team defense? It make them tired. And then when you got a running game with like Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love don't have to do much. I mean, he has the receiver crew. He has probably one of the best receiver crew in there because one get hurt, another one come. But the defense is going to be the determining factor how far Green Bay go this year.
You're right. You're right. And right now, there are the early odds-on favor along with the Philadelphia Eagles, based off of what we saw with the Eagles in their opener and how we see the Eagles in their next game taking on the AFC champions. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 59, 7 short months ago, where the Eagles completely not only befuddled Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense, but showed the rest of the NFL how a frontline defense should be. That frontline defense did not show that in the Dallas game because of Jalen Carter's incident, because of how good Dak looked, how effective the Dallas offense is, the amount of weapons that they have. That lets you know that the Eagles defense is not the same Eagles defense from last year, because you have some players on the back end that have moved on to bigger and better things or just traded. So you still have a defense that has to prove itself, in my opinion. Going in against a wounded, if you can have an 0-1 wounded team, Kansas City Chiefs, that now people think that there is not only chink in the armor, but the breastplate just might be cracked. And we talked about this on Tuesday. Kansas City could quite possibly come out of the month of September 1-3, 1-4, heading into their mid-season stretch. Because their next 3 games after the Eagles is not nothing to sneeze at. But right in front of them are the defending Super Bowl champions. You do have a run-first team with Saquon, the best running back in the National Football League in 2024, with the Super Bowl MVP handing him the ball off, calling the plays, and or tucking the ball himself, and or finding A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, or whoever else Jalen Hurts decides to throw the ball to. Does Kansas City have a shot at home in Arrowhead with everything else that they have going on offense?
I personally don't. I mean, again, we talk about it any given Sunday, but I think Gronkowski said it the best, man. The Mike Tyson effect of the Kansas City Chiefs is just not there anymore. It's like he said, after Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, people say, you know what, he is beatable.
Right.
And the Chiefs that we've been accustomed to seeing, man, I mean, again, they just haven't looked like the Chiefs that was dominant during those Super Bowl runs, man. And with the injuries that they have on there, with the suspension of Rice, Worthy not playing, the running game don't even look like it did in the past. I personally don't think with the Eagles having Jalen Carter back this weekend, filling up that middle, it's going to be tough sledding for the Chiefs this week.
Sir, you said a whole lot right there. Now, let me be the defender of the Chiefs for a minute. You made mention that Worthy separated shoulder, probably not going to play, although he did practice yesterday in a limited capacity. And Rice is out for those 6 games. You said the Mike Tyson effect, the invincibility of it is gone. People no longer believe. People are throwing dirt on Patrick Mahomes' name. The Chiefs are done. They're done. They're done. Stick a fork in them. Man, it was 1 game. They lost in the Super Bowl to a better team, because both you and I picked Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl. So why are we surprised that Philadelphia won? Now we can't throw dirt on Kansas City because they lost the Super Bowl, and then they lost their opener to a very, very good division rival who knows them very well. They lost by one possession. If not for a drop third down, Patrick Mahomes has the ball with a chance to drive late in the game to win the game. So
You go ahead and pick them. You go ahead and pick them. You go ahead and pick them then. Since you hype, hey, just because they made it to the Super Bowl last year, that whole year we said we don't know how they made it. Every game they had we didn't. We did say how they made it. They had a 12th man. Because all they
I
games, man,
remember.
either way,
I remember. I remember. All right, we only got like 45 seconds left on this game, but I tell you, no, this is going to be a game that is much tighter than people think. It's not going to be a repeat of the Super Bowl. They might have a little bit of that 12th man ish seasoning happening in Arrowhead tomorrow or Sunday at 4:30 prime time Sunday afternoon game on Fox. But this is going to be a game where it comes down to one possession, in my opinion, and it is going to be Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley in that run game. And they're going to play keep away from Patrick Mahomes. Even though he has no weapons on offense, he's going to find a way to keep the game close.
Okay.
Mark my word. Philly in a close one. Philly in a close one.
Adrian said his start is going to be sitting by the fourth quarter. That's what Adrian said.
He can say that if he wants. He might be in the game. You got Philly too. You said Philly in a blowout, right?
I ain't saying a blowout, but Philly going to win this game at least by 2 touchdowns.
All right. Now, this one, man, is a game that always intrigues me because it is the AFC North. It is my favorite division in the National Football League because I actually like all four of these teams in some capacity because of the way that they play football. Hard nosed. We out here in the cold. You can't be with Griff because Griff don't like the cold. And they make you earn it. Each one of these teams make you earn it in that division. I got it. Cleveland has been at the bottom of the division for quite some time, but at the same time, Cleveland is not an easy victory for anyone in the division, and any one of those teams in that division will tell you that. And usually, if Cleveland wins 5 games out of the year, 3 of them will be within the division. And this is one of those games where the best team in the National Football League, Jordan, is the Baltimore Ravens. The best team in the National Football League cannot continue to play to the level of their opponent. Play to how well you know you can play and stop playing either up or down to the level of your opponent. Cleveland is a hard-nosed football team, but they are not on the same level as the Baltimore Ravens. This game should not be that close, but I can't guarantee you that it will be. Do you think that Cleveland has a shot to go into B more and to make the Baltimore Ravens repeat what they did in 2024, which is start 0-2?
I think after the loss last week to the Bills, man, the Ravens got a lot to prove to a lot of people, and the Browns just happen to be the next team on the schedule. As much as I know, they have these battles within their division, man. I really personally, I have, with the exception of Myles Garrett over there, I really don't have no confidence in the Browns, man. I really don't. And I think the Ravens gonna come out there and they're gonna play a much better defensive game than they did last week against the Bills. And I don't think this game is gonna be close either.
Okay, so for either Jordan or Karen, if you are on tonight, the local radio commentary about the direction of the Baltimore Ravens in 2025, I would like to know what is the chatter amongst the Baltimore faithful as to how y'all believe John Harbaugh should lead y'all team in 2025. Because if y'all remember, was that a poll question? Yeah, there was. We did have a poll question, but that was a CD poll question. My next poll question is, should John Harbaugh be fired if the Baltimore Ravens do not win the Super Bowl this year? If they lose in the Super Bowl, should John Harbaugh lose his job? If they lose in the AFC Championship, should John Harbaugh lose his job? If they lose in the divisional round like Jordan predicted, should John Harbaugh lose his job? Jordan, go ahead and create that poll question. Send that out for the roundtable audience and let them provide their feedback on that. Now, you say this game should not be close. Again, you say you have zero confidence in Cleveland. I have zero confidence in the play calling for the Baltimore Ravens.
But here's the thing: we got zero confidence in the fourth quarter. Let's put it like that. Because they call a good game, man. And every game they call a good game up until the daggone fourth. and I just don't understand it. Why get away from the run, man, when your running back is killing them? Even if Derrick Henry fumbling the ball is an anomaly, it don't happen
I
often.
know. I know.
And you just gonna stop? Come on, man. Yeah, that's
No, I
coaching.
feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, but I got the Ravens too. But this game is going to be one of those hard-nosed AFC North type of games where the Baltimore Ravens are going to allow the Cleveland Browns to remain close because of not being able to score touchdowns in the first half, settling for field goals, and is going to keep the game close. And it only takes one or two turnovers. You know, the Baltimore Ravens are always susceptible to give the ball away, whether it's Lamar fumbling because of a sack, he holding the ball way out here to his left or to his right, or running back or receiver not securing the ball. They have a history. They could not get to the Super Bowl because Zay Flowers dropped the ball as he was crossing the goal line in the AFC title game 2 years ago. They could not get to the Super Bowl last year because Mark Andrews fumbled the ball across the middle and Lamar fumbled and they failed on the 2-point conversion. So Baltimore, you're right.
And they stopped handing the ball to the beast.
The most
That's why they
important,
lost last year.
the
We
most
can talk
important
about
reason. You're absolutely right. The most important reason that kept them from going. So
that's why they didn't win last year. We could talk about Andrews dropping the pass and all that all day. They failed because coaching and got away from the run. You out there in the snow and you want to throw the ball.
now you're absolutely right on that one. So all right, we both got Baltimore in this game. I think it's going to be close. You don't think it's going to be interesting? We shall see. The next one, this one, I hope is a tight game. I hope this is an exciting game. I hope this is an upset. If there is an upset this weekend, this is the one right here because the Bills traveling to the Jets. The Jets have a shot because the Jets I won't say always, never say always, even though they suck for a long time, have sucked, unfortunately. They've played the Bills rather tough, right? Going way back to Rex Ryan's days, where he had that philosophy that we're all in, whether we're having a good season or a bad season, we play our division rivals tough. And Aaron Glenn showed a team that they have the ability to win last week, right? Because you not only played the Pittsburgh Steelers to a stalemate, so to speak, you played against one of the better defenses in the NFL and you put up 30 plus points with a quarterback that no one supposedly wanted, with a run game that has promise, showed you promise last year with Aaron Rodgers leading that team, and a passing game that has that college connection between Garrett Wilson and
Justin
uh,
Fields.
who?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, yeah. So, do you think this is the upset of the weekend, or do the Bills travel to the Jets' hometown and walk out of there with the dub?
You just brought up a point that made me think about something. Because again, the Bills this past week when they played against the Ravens, man, they showed that they susceptible to the run. And,
They
and,
gave up
and
40 points now.
if the Jets are able, which they was able to do against the Steelers, to be able to do that, and I think the Jets defense is better than the Ravens defense. They have a chance. I see Josh Allen doing a lot of running around. Quinn Williams never gonna be after him. Sauce gonna be over there on the side doing his thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of those games that could be a possible upset. Everybody picking the Bills, got it.
Yeah.
But based off of how I seen the Jets showed me something against the Steelers last week, which again show us was the Jets really that good or the Steelers just suck, and that's why they was able to do what they was able to do. But the Jets was successful. They was able to run the ball last week, and they did. They sacked Aaron Rodgers, I think, 3-4 times. So they had the ability to get to the quarterback. I know Aaron is in the senior citizens of the AARP of the NFL, but still, this game could be closer than what it got to be.
Oh no,
JC said he loves my optimism.
yeah, no, it's good, man. I got it. JC said the Jets still suck. Harold said
He
the
a
Jets
Giants,
beat
he a Giants
0-2.
guy.
Fred said
He a
the
Giants
Bills.
guy. So
Fred said
he
the
don't
Bills
like
gonna
nobody.
run through the Jets. You know, a predictor of future actions or uh, work is a track record of past actions and work. Right? You said that the Steelers could suck. That's why the Jets looks good or look good. We've never known a Mike Tomlin team to have a defense that sucked. Now, there's always a first time, but I don't think this year is that first time. Not with T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward and all of those other big guys that you have in Pittsburgh. So the Jets may have something there, as you made mention, as to the run game. And Derrick Henry ran through the Bills' defense like a knife through hot butter,
Yeah.
or a
A hot knife through
knife
butter.
through butter. Yeah, a hot knife through butter. Now, granted, it was because some of those defensive backs were making business decisions, but my man Bell has that same kind of speed, right? He has that same kind of breakaway speed, and Garrett Wilson does have breakaway speed himself, right? We know that C.J. Stroud, or not C.J. Stroud, but Justin Fields has an arm to get the ball to where it needs to be.
You
This
got
game
the
is going to be close. This game is going to be close. Josh Allen is going to have to pull out another one of those Josh Allen performances to make sure that his team comes out of New York with a dub. I'm a pick Buffalo, but I would not be surprised. I will be pleasantly happy if the Jets pull up this upset. But I'm gonna go with Buffalo closer than the experts and Griff and Fred and the rest of y'all think.
I'm giving the Bill. I'm picking the Bills in this game.
All right, man. Bills Mafia. Let's see how well y'all travel, and you can take over NYC and win the state title for New York. Another big game.
Mm-mm.
These two teams need a win right out the gate, and for different reasons. You have the old offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions who led the number one offense in the NFL the past couple of years, now on the opposite side of the field in Ben Johnson, leading a young Chicago team hungry for recognition. Can Ben Johnson really throw a monkey wrench into Dan Campbell's plan for 2025 and said that I was the real success behind the Detroit Lions 3-1-3 offensive firepower and my play calling? Or is it going to be, can Detroit fix what they could not establish against Green Bay and get their first victory? Because going 0-2 after Green Bay has gone 2-0, especially for Detroit, you're down 3.5 games already, losing to Green Bay. Which one of these two teams needs this game more? Is it my guy, my fantasy quarterback, number one pick, Caleb Williams, or is it your guy, Jared Goff, the best game manager ever, according to
No,
you?
the Lions need this game more than Chicago does for a couple of reasons. One, Chicago got a new coach, although that coach practices against that defense every day. So if anybody know the Detroit Lions defense, that coach does. I just feel like based off of how the Lions open up this year against Green Bay, they have a lot to prove to those people, especially within their division. That hey, that was an anomaly, and we're gonna be playing a whole lot better. We're still trying to figure out a new offensive coordinator. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not sold on Caleb. Caleb Williams have not impressed me, and I think he is the X factor for Chicago. Chicago has a great team, man. They got a good receiving squad with a Duzier, Moore. They even got a decent defense. But Caleb Williams for me is that guy that will cause the Lions to lose this game. I mean, the Bears to lose this game. The Lions need this
Yeah,
win more, and I think the Lions will win this game, and they'll look better than they did against Green Bay.
yeah. JC said Caleb Williams is overrated. You're not impressed with Caleb Williams. I'm not impressed with the hype that he came into the NFL with, the number one overall pick. the level of demands that he initially had, the expectations that he had, as compared to what he did on the field, and even when he was with USC and Oklahoma, at the year he won the Heisman. I was like, okay, you're not the best quarterback. You're not the most accurate quarterback. You're not the strongest quarterback. You're not the fastest quarterback. You're not the most agile quarterback in your own class. And it is shown your first year. And, but he does have those moments. So that overall number one pick, I don't think he's going to ever live up to that because I don't foresee him leading Chicago to a Super Bowl at any time over the next decade. Now, as to the game itself, yeah, the Detroit Lions are the home team. Yes, Dan Campbell really is going to focus in on making sure that, hey, we are locked in for this game because, one, we need our first victory of the year to make sure that we don't lose ourselves, psychologically speaking, that is, right? Because we don't want to go 0-2, and we definitely don't want to go 0-2 after losing to two division rivals. So the Detroit Lions are going to be hyper-focused, hyper-motivated for this game. I look for the Detroit Lions to win this game, not rather easily, but comfortably enough to where it's not going to be a nail biter in the end. So, yeah, Detroit takes care of business at home. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the point of the show where we are contractually obligated to talk about certain teams, regardless of the performance of certain teams or the likability of certain teams. And it's usually the Raiders or the Cowboys that that disclaimer has to be made. The G-men are traveling down to Dallas, Texas to take on Jerry's Cowboys. Griff's, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, who are 0-1 themselves. And both of these two teams are looking for their first victory of the year. Can Russ go down to Dallas and cook us up a good meal? Or is that going to give the hometown folk the barbecue that they really came to see, which is a dub burger from the Cowboys? Can CD, who is or is not an NFL number one receiver, we're going to talk about that, Jordan, after we talk about the Dallas game. I want you to bring up the poll numbers, see what the results are from the Roundtable family. But before we talk about that poll question, can Dallas get that first victory, Griff? How confident are you for you and your team to take care of business at home? Are you and Fred going to be in the game?
No, man. I'm one. Fred, Fred will be a Cowboy fan after the game.
Fred is a fan of whatever team that is playing
Hey
on
man,
TV.
you better go check out his Facebook page. He was in Green Bay. Hey, he was in Green Bay gear this morning. But
I know,
anyway,
talking about Micah the Man. Micah the
yeah,
Man.
I'm okay. I know my Cowboys gonna win this game. I'm gonna tell you what I really think. By the end of this game, the Giants fans might get what they want with Jackson Dart coming out there starting. That's my prediction. That's what I prognosticate. The Giants. I don't think the Giants have what it takes. When the way they came out, all the hype for the Giants during the off season, and everybody was talking about how the Cowboys going to be at the bottom of the NFC East. I still think the Giants, in JCO here, I still think the Giants is the bottom feeders of the NFC East, and I think that you're going to see Perkins get a couple of more passes this week than CD. CD got something to prove because of the drop pass, and that's all people been talking about. But I think you're gonna see a Dak spreading that ball around a little bit more. So I don't. Again, I see my team winning by at least 2 scores.
At least 2 scores.
At least, at a minimum.
So 10 points or more, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
9 points or more, technically. Okay. I can't dispute that. Based off of what I saw from the Dallas Cowboys in the opening game against the Philadelphia Eagles, they are without a doubt the third best team in the division, hands down. Hands down, the third best team in the division.
Boy, I love it. You got to save all this. You save all this.
Man, I love you. Hey, but when they go up against the fourth best team in the division, it should be a Cowboys victory. I can kind of see 9+ or more points. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is if there is a blowout this weekend, this might be the one. Dallas might win by 21 points or more, to be honest. I don't see Russ having much success because Dallas's defense showed themselves to be very formidable last weekend against the Eagles and should begin to get some traction and get that first dub. So Dallas, 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon on Fox for those of you that want to check that game out. All right, man. The next game up on the docket, we have the what?
The shade, bro. For those of you that want to check that game out, go on, man. Go to the next game, man. The shade, man.
I'm just saying, dog. See, there are multiple games at 1 o'clock. Not everybody want to see your team. I'm just keeping it real, as they would say. All right, man. The Seahawks traveling all the way from the left coast to the east coast, take on a Pittsburgh Steelers team that got lucky last Sunday and beat the Jets. Now, I was talking to Jordan about the Seahawks head coach before the show and the type of system that he's implementing. And I forgot that, the head coach came from the defensive tree of the Baltimore Ravens when they had a defense that you can hang your hat on for a little bit of time, right? They just don't have those difference makers, those key difference makers like they used to have on defense. Can Seattle travel to Pittsburgh early in the season and steal one? Because this will be a steal game for me. Pittsburgh should win this game simply because of they're playing in the Steel City. This is their time of the year where they show their defense to be something better than offensive teams early on in the season because of the ability to attack, and not have to double. So this would be somewhat of a sneaky win for Seattle if they were able to go into Pittsburgh, but can they do it?
I mean, they can establish a run game like the Jets did, and they got Kenneth Walker the third up there who has the ability to do it. But I just think I have to get the experience to A Rod, man, and welcome back, Fred. I know that the Cowboy talk was making you nauseated and stuff, so welcome back. I'm glad to see you. But I still have to get. I think that week of the Jets running the ball against the Steelers, I think Tomlin gonna go back there and fix that particular situation. I just don't see the Seahawks traveling to Steel City and winning this game. I got the Steelers in this game by a touchdown.
As do I. This is another early game for those of you that want to check this game out just to keep it vanilla.
Don't do it. Don't do that now. Don't do it now. Don't try to make it seem like if y'all were. You do what you was doing.
Hey, as they say, if you are a fan of just the game in general and your favorite team may or may not be playing, and you do have NFL Red Zone, just join Scott and the rest of us where we can watch multiple games at the same time and just check in when they hit the 30-yard red zone. So keep it, bro. Keep it. Ain't nobody going to be watching Dallas but you. All right, let us move on to the Vikings traveling down to Atlanta. Griff said you could forget about the game and just go there for the food and the social atmosphere.
That's it, baby. Hey, look, you go down to the ATL, baby. You ain't got to bring you ain't got to cash in one of your mutual funds or something like that to go to eat. You can go into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium with $20 and you're gonna be okay.
Well, I tell you what, man, this is a big one. This is Sunday Night Football. Atlanta is looking to make a run at the division title. Atlanta is looking to make a run in the playoffs with their second-year player, Michael Penix Jr., Raheem Morris, a solid run game with Bijan Robinson. You have Pitts right there as a wide receiver / tight end / left or right tackle at times when needed. You have an offense that has the ability to go up and down the field with any team in the league. Coming in against a 14-win team from last year, albeit their starting quarterback has one game under his NFL career or under his NFL belt. Can the Vikings and JJ, both McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, that is, the second best or first best wide receiver in the National Football League, depending on who you ask, can they travel down to Atlanta on a Sunday night where everybody is focused on Sunday night activities, the chicken wings, the food, the atmosphere, and steal a game? Talking about sneaky stealing, can the Vikings go in, even though they might be a slight favorite? Many people believe this is the game that the Atlanta Falcons are going to dig deep and represent the ATL.
I don't think so. I think I don't. Man, I just don't see it unless they figure out how to. Because I mean, look how Bijan Robinson was held back last week. Who was they basically a primary receiver and everything. I have no confidence in the Atlanta Falcons offense. I think we seen JJ mature in that game last week against the Bears in the second half of that game. I think the defense. I think you're gonna see a lot more of Jefferson touching that ball. I don't see the Falcons winning this game. I mean, it's gonna be a party. Trust me. Killer Mike gonna be there. Big boy from Outcast. Everybody, they have. Hey, it's a party in that stadium, but it won't be because they won't be swag surfing like they normally do. The Chargers, the Vikings are gonna win this game.
I'm somewhat perplexed. You were impressed with JJ McCarthy's second half performance?
The second half performance, like I said, he was my rookie. Told you that last week. He was my rookie.
I mean, I get it. Okay.
The second
I mean,
half.
I know you're not hanging your hat on it, but
Nah.
you use that to make your argument. But I guess I'm gonna go with the Vikings simply because they are the better team. But I would not be surprised if the Falcons win. Although I'm picking the Vikings by 1, 2, or 3. This is going to be a very good game, a very close game. And it's going to come down to what we saw last weekend for Atlanta. Just like when they missed that game time field goal against Tampa Bay, they could have that same opportunity this Sunday night.
This game ain't gonna be that close. I promise you, it won't be that close.
Game-winning field goal. Atlanta Falcons. Last second.
Don't put y'all money on what Drew just said. You're gonna lose it. That's all I'm telling you.
All right, man. Let us move on to the Monday night game. First of two Monday night games, where those same Buccaneers that snuck out of Atlanta last weekend with that dub are taking on a Houston Texans team that people picked to win the AFC South, but got beat by a better team last week. So you can't say that they didn't show enough against Los Angeles, because Los Angeles is a better team, in my opinion. That was just a first game of the year, trying to feel it out type stuff. Now, Griff, this is your hometown team. You get to see them practice every single day. What do you think is going to happen when the Bucs travel to H-Town? This is home field. Defend this house. Can Baker Mayfield come in and take your lunch money? Because this your team, whether you like it or not.
First of all, let's make sure let's put some respect on my name, man. It ain't my lunch money. That ain't my squad. I live here in Houston, and that's for tax purposes only, baby. That's the only reason why I'm here. You know who my team is. You know who my squad is. I don't see. Again, another team. Everybody had labeled C.J. Stroud as the second coming and stuff like that. But as we didn't got, we on his way. This is junior year. This is third year in the league now. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only thing that they got a decent defense. I love their coach or whatever, but I just think, what, I give the advantage to the Buccaneers, man.
Really?
Especially if it's a close game, I definitely give it to the Buccaneers. We laugh and we joke about Baker, but Baker always, he figure out a way. And that defense,
right. Yeah.
That day, hey, I can tell you right now, Vita Beta them, one, you ain't gonna be able to run on them. You won't be able to run. They ain't gonna be able to run. And all they down to right now is Nick Chubb anyway. They ain't gonna be able to run. And I can tell you right now, C.J. Stroud is going to probably be sacked at least 3 times in this game.
Ooh. This is actually the hardest game to pick for me. Because for all that you've said about the effectiveness of Baker Mayfield over the past couple of years, since his establishment and settling in Tampa Bay over these past 3-4 years, and how good Tampa Bay is all the way around. they are one of those teams that can travel, right? Where no matter whether or not we're playing at home or on the road, we have a shot. And they definitely have a shot. According to you, they are better than the Houston Texans. You say all they have is Nick Chubb. That's not all they have. You said C.J. Stroud may get sacked 3 times. Yeah, but he also have the ability to escape and run for 60+ yards. So
Who you
this is
picking?
a
Who you picking? Who you picking? You dragging it out. You do this, and then you'll come right back and say, "Well, I'm picking the Buccaneers." Spare me the truth. I'm picking the Buccaneers. That's what you gonna say.
oh, um, I forget who I picked on the Pick'ems, man. I think I actually went with Houston, so I'm gonna go with the home team. Monday Night Football, home team.
Okay.
The late Monday night game at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Western, is the Chargers traveling to Las Vegas to take on Troy's Raiders. Both teams are 1-0. Both teams are leading the AFC West. Both teams have playoff aspirations. Legitimately, only one of these two teams will most likely make it. So, Griff, right off the bat, which team is going to the playoffs, the Raiders or the Chargers?
The Chargers,
So that means the Chargers going to win this game.
without a doubt.
We don't have to talk about it then. You'll probably be asleep by the time they go to by the time this game ends. Justin Herbert should have a somewhat good game, somewhat similar to what he had against the Kansas City Chiefs, and lead the Chargers to the second win of the year. All right, we can move on, Jordan, to the big games of the weekend happening tomorrow.
You just heard Troy Phillips. You know you just heard Troy Phillips, man. You still had two more minutes to talk
Hey,
about the race. He just stayed here this whole time for us to talk about his old sorry squad.
Hey, Griff, you remember what I said last weekend when we showed South Carolina State against South Carolina? I said that was
Yeah.
the one time we was gonna give Troy some love, right? We ain't giving
Uh,
him his team no more
well,
love.
we can keep it moving anyway. He said he picked the Chargers too.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, first big game of the weekend, man, that I want to talk about happening tomorrow. You have the Georgia Bulldogs, who have their first real test of the 2025 season, traveling up to a what used to be SEC East rival, the Tennessee Volunteers, where you would either go to uh, Knoxville or they're coming down to Athens each year, and these two teams will clash. And you never know what you're going to get, as Forrest Gump once said, because depending on how these teams prepare and how these teams are stacked and where they are in their year, either team can come out of there with a dub. So does Kirby Smart have the game plan that his Georgia team will need to travel to Knoxville to take on Josh Heupel's team and lay the smack down and Uga just eat how he wants to eat, or will the orange of Peyton Manning's alma mater walk out of Knoxville with that dub? Because that, as you made mention on Tuesday, going into that stadium is not very pleasant.
Yeah, I think again, like you say, old rivalries in the SEC East, but I think it's gonna be one of them changes in the guard. Every team go through that phase, and I think Georgia's on that Kansas City Chief phase. They had that the time when they was running the SEC, but now we got teams that's starting to come up. And Tennessee, for me, has been on the cusp here for the last couple of years, especially since Josh Heupel been there. I think it's going to be a very good game. I like the quarterback and stuff that they got there. Playing in Neyland Stadium at night, that ain't an easy win. Coming there, I think it'll be a close game, and I think actually Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee in this game.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, you're not the only one. I see Harold got Tennessee. I see JC got Tennessee. Good sideline reporting, JC, on the Colorado score. Go Buffaloes, who are playing right now.
Man, they look
Uh,
awful too. They look awful. They look bad. That's all I can say. That you got
they
to
look
run.
bad.
That the kid that came in and got that quarterback position, he probably be sitting back on the bench after this week.
Oh, really? What's the score?
It's 13 to 7. But Trust me, the first half has really been bad look really bad for Prime. Houston should be up by more than that.
All right, man. You say you got Tennessee.
Yep.
You said changing of the guard. Well, I don't know about Georgia. I haven't seen them do anything yet. They haven't played
Play
anybody.
nobody.
They're 2-0. They haven't had any stiff competition yet. This is their first.
Ain't nobody said nothing about them playing all these cupcake teams the first 2 games of the season. Ain't nobody said a word.
Why you? Hey.
I'm just saying, man. Everybody be talking about teams playing cupcakes.
Hey, this is their weekend to prove they deserve this number 6 ranking.
They struggled with Austin. They struggled with Austin P last week. Come on, man. Austin P is a high school.
You convinced me. All right, I'm gonna go with Georgia. I'm gonna go with Georgia just to be on the opposing side so that we can have something to talk about on Tuesday. You going with Tennessee? Everybody else taking the home team with Tennessee. I won't be surprised again if Tennessee wins, but I'll go with Georgia with a close nail biter. The next one. This game flipped at the very beginning of the year last year. This is the game that put Notre Dame on the map last year that assured them a playoff spot, and we all saw what they did with that playoff opportunity. It led them to the NCAA National Championship game. Last year it was in College Station. This year it's in South Bend. Last year these two teams were ranked. This year these two teams are ranked. Both of these two teams have national championship aspirations. Both of these two teams believe they have what it takes to have their team there in January when it counts. Can Notre Dame get off the schneid after losing to Miami in opening week a couple of weeks ago, coming off of a bye week, defend home field, or will Texas A&M be able to travel and show the SEC is still the king?
I got Texas A&M in this game.
Really?
I don't think we're going to be seeing Notre Dame at the end of the season in the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
Right off the bat, no confidence in Notre Dame. Okay, I understand that.
You heard it here first.
Okay. I don't have any confidence in Texas A&M because they are so wishy-washy even in the SEC. They have all of the talent as long with all of the rest of the big name schools or big powerhouses, traditional powerhouses in the SEC. But when the lights are the brightest, they never shine. They never step up to the plate. They never put their best foot forward. They never step up and pitch that module without any flaws, right? Notre Dame has got the taste of winning, and that coach still has the pedigree because he grew up in the Ohio State system, right, playing for Ohio State, and is right there, just as we talked about Josh Heupel in Tennessee. Didn't they play Tennessee last year in the college football playoffs and sent them packing?
That was last
Notre Dame
year.
going to take care of business at home. I'm picking Notre Dame to beat Texas A&M.
He said that. You said that with your chest.
I'm saying it with my full chest. Chin up, chest out, 10 toes down. Notre Dame will defend home field.
All right, then.
Now, if they lose, I know Jordan going to add that to that clip for Tuesday.
I'm glad, hey, I respect the clips that Jordan put out this week because he called Griffin a better light. You called my Denzel side this week when we talked about the Green Bay game. He called my Denzel side, so I appreciate it.
So y'all had a shade tree editing meeting. I ain't mad at it. Hey, this next game, man. All right, we can move on. The Vanderbilt Commodores, who shocked a lot of people last year, starting with the Alabama Crimson Tide, who were ranked number 1 after coming off of a fresh victory against Georgia.
Bringing up old stuff.
They chest all swole, which got deflated when they went to, where's that place in Vanderbilt?
Joke, always bringing up old stuff, man.
How Nick Saban said, one guaranteed victory.
That's the one guaranteed victory for all SEC teams.
Exactly.
Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Hey, can that broken clock be right tomorrow? Is the question. Because Vanderbilt is undefeated, unranked, albeit, going up against a South Carolina team that Troy and the rest of us believe should be contending for a playoff spot. Right? They are that good. Sellers is a Heisman.
I think Sellers going to win the Heisman,
type
man.
of quarterback.
Yeah, the kid is good.
Can Vanderbilt upset South Carolina, or this is a lock at home for the Gamecocks on at what's the name of that stadium?
Dang, man, I used to be in that stadium all
Bryce,
the time.
William Bryce Stadium.
Oh,
William
Rice
Bryce
Stadium,
Stadium.
Rice Stadium. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they used to give out free tickets.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's
Yeah,
get it.
we used to, hey, before Lou Holtz got there, them jokers used to give out 100 tickets per organization to try to fill them seats up.
I know,
But
right?
all jokes aside, man, I think I get an edge to Carolina in this game because it's a home game. Vanderbilt, man, has definitely proven that they not to be slept on. And I mean, they didn't just do it with Alabama; they did it with everybody they played up against. And I think they do have a great program down there. But I get an edge to South Carolina because it's a home game.
I agree. I agree. Vanderbilt is one of those teams that you're going to have to earn your victory in 2025 when you play them, no matter who the team is, whether it's a South Carolina team or if it's a Mississippi State team, right? One of the bottom dwellers of the SEC over the past couple of years, unfortunately for those Bulldogs from Mississippi State. But at the same time, South Carolina does have that team this year to not only compete for the SEC championship, but to compete for a college football playoff position and a possible Heisman Trophy winner in Sellers, depending on how he performs and how his team plays. It starts this weekend against a very tough, and I can't believe I'm saying that, a very tough Vanderbilt Commodores team that you're going to have to earn this victory. So I'm picking South Carolina as well. Troy, you might be a little bit worried, but those Gamecocks should come out victorious in the end by probably 7 to 10 points. Yeah, I do agree. William Bryce Stadium do be rocking, and it most likely will be rocking this weekend. So, best of luck to those Gamecocks and to the Commodores. We should have a very good SEC battle between those two. The next one shocked the Florida Gators last weekend, still competing for the Florida State Championship, right? They're still in the playoffs against the Miami Hurricanes. They're eventually going to play the Florida State Gators or the Florida State Seminoles, who look like they just may be back. They blowing people out by 60, 70 points nowadays. I think they beat an SEC team opening the season, but I don't know. We'll talk about that a little later. Can Florida, South Florida, who, as you've made mention, plays everybody tough, shock the Hurricanes with Carson Beck and a new revamped Miami Hurricanes offense?
I think Miami better come with their A game, man.
Mm,
Jokers, I'm telling you, I'm
mm.
speaking from experience. 2 years in a row, they had my team on the ropes. I ain't even gonna sit up here and try to act like this team is soft. This is not a walk in the park, and I think that's what I like about South Florida. They don't take the easy games. They want these hard games, man. And I don't see this being an easy game because again, they both playing for the I guess you want to say the title of who the best team in Florida, whatever. So I see this game being a lot closer than a lot of people think, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm giving it to South Florida by a field goal.
What?
Yeah, I can't stand the U anyway, man.
Really?
Just
No,
off, off
it's gonna be
principle,
tight.
off principle, I'm going South Florida by 3.
Okay, South Florida by 3.
They got
If
that
it,
Georgia. They
hey,
got
I tell you what. If for some reason there is rain in the forecast tomorrow, and I just have this vision of that torrential downpour when Miami was playing Boston College way back in 80, what, 4, 5, 6, or 7, whatever year that was.
Doug Flutie. You went back to a Doug Flutie game.
Yeah, exactly. And the failing catch. If it's one of those type of atmospheres, I give South Florida a chance. But if it is not, Miami should take care of business at home because they are the home team. It would definitely be an entertaining game, an exciting game, a game that is going to create turnovers on both sides of the ball. And both teams are going to have that chance to steal the victory from the other. But I just think that the home team will eventually prevail because of the experience that Carson Beck has. The 5-star Florida athletes that the University of Miami should have, both either through recruiting and or through the transfer portal. So Miami should win this one. Close one, but I would not be surprised, as Griff has said, as I have said, if South Florida wins. So we've talked about 4 games already. We've split on all of them except for the South Carolina game, which means the higher ranked team, ladies and gentlemen, can lose. Most likely, one of those higher ranked teams will lose this weekend. Now, this next one that I'm going to talk about is the highest ranked team that we're talking about this weekend, and that is my LSU Tigers welcoming in the Florida Gators, a very much disliked SEC opponent. Do not like the Florida Gators. Do not like nothing about them. Don't like the blue and orange. Don't like the city of Gainesville. I'm just joking. Love the city of Gainesville, but I do not like your school, your uniforms, your team. With that said, Florida and LSU play each other very tough. No matter the ranking, no matter the record, these two teams know each other very well. These two teams have the ability to travel to each other's stadium and not only play well, but walk out of that opposing team's stadium with a dub. So traditionally, normally, I would say, welcome to Death Valley, where your dreams have come to die tonight. But I can't say that because Florida can go into Death Valley and steal that dub. Griff, I know we talked about it a little bit on Tuesday night. Everybody is riding with my Tigers. Appreciate y'all. Go Tigers. They should take care of business because they have the better team. We talked about how both of these coaches could be and should be and most likely is on the hot seat depending on how their team finishes out the season. Can Florida travel to Death Valley and steal a dub, or will my Tigers take care of business as the number 3 ranked team and earn that number 3 ranking by blowing out Florida?
Nah, man. I think LSU is fine. Billy Napier, I mean, again, they are the boosters is already down there too. They wanted to buy his contract out last year, and after this game, they probably gonna do it. He in the hot seat. Your coach definitely don't need to lose this game, but I mean, I don't want to drag it out no longer. I don't see this being a tough game for LSU. I know what it looked like in the past, but I just don't think this is not the Tim Tebow Florida Gators.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
I feel you. I appreciate all the support, all support. I mean, Harold said, have you seen the Gators schedule? Yeah, man. They play LSU. I think they play Texas next, and then they play Georgia or somebody like that, or Alabama. Their next 4 or South Carolina. Their next 4 games is tough, just like they had that stretch last year that both hurt them at the beginning of the season, but also helped them on the back end. And they beat LSU last year. So LSU, we got something to prove. So y'all better take care of business.
Troy said LSU is gonna get Florida a new head coach.
Hey, full circle, man, because you know LSU offered Billy Napier that job before Brian Kelly. Just so y'all know, he was in the hunt. He was in the consideration. I won't say they offered it to him because he had just come off the heels of having a successful coaching career at UL in Lafayette. And it was, let's keep the hometown kid, but whatever. LSU by double digits. Garrett Nussmeier, you better perform well so that your name can be thrown into the hat for a possible Heisman Trophy candidate.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening?
No.
You got no faith in my gunslinger?
Nope.
Man.
They hyped him up just like they hyped old Archer up.
Hey, Jordan, save this clip because I'm going to pull it back up when LSU plays Alabama and Gus or Garrett Nussmeier hang 350 and 4 touchdowns on that Alabama defense.
Hey, Jordan, you can not only save it, pin it to the page. How about that? That way, so that when people see it, it'll be the first thing that come up. How about that? Pin it to the page. That's coming from the CBA, baby. That's coming from the CBA.
CBSA.
CBSA.
All right. Hey, we never did get back to close the loop on the poll question of the night, which was, is CeeDee Lamb a number 1 NFL receiver?
Man,
I
let's see
thought
the
I saw
result.
the poll get put up real quick, but
Let's see
there
the
we
result.
go. Those of you that voted overwhelmingly that he is not a number one receiver across the National Football League. I guess the number one receivers would be Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf. I would put him in that category. Mike Evans from Tampa Bay. Depending,
I'm trying to figure out how I got all that light blue. Fred must have voted 3 times.
hey, Fred
It is
said that's my man.
That's the only thing Fred gonna agree with. But any same person knows CD ain't no receiver number one.
Mm.
And I'm a
Well, you
Cowboy.
made mention. I know we're about to close out the show. Was there anything in the comments from anybody, Jordan, that we did not address? But while you're going over that, Griff, you made mention that CD is going to be looking to redeem himself based off of last weekend's drops. Why do you feel the need that, or why do you think he needs to redeem himself?
Well, one
Was he the cause of the loss?
he said it. He was the one that took the blame for it. He said it himself. But
A
I
good
just think,
player will do that.
yeah, man. But I'm just saying he was the talk of the town basically through the days after that game was played. Everybody, that's all they talked about. CD Lamb, and the fact that Pickens didn't get enough targets. So I think that we're gonna see more targets. They ain't gonna pay Pickens that money to come there and just sit on their side. But the one thing about Pickens that did disappoint me, man, you can
Effort,
tell when Pickens ain't getting the ball. If he ain't getting the ball, he just
going through the
just
motions.
going through the motions, man. And so for me, I need to see him dispel all the things that everybody else said about him at Pittsburgh. And so, but CD need to have a better game, and I know he gonna have because we playing the Giants. Hell, Ray Charles can come in and have a good game playing against the Giants. So he,
Boy, y'all better
yeah,
not lose.
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all better not lose.
There go Fred again talking about he elite. I told you Fred figured out a way to vote 3 times, man. That's the only reason they had that was like blue.
Ay, ay. Oh, all right, man. Hey, we have some big games that we've talked about tonight that are going to play out here over the next couple of days, both in the NCAA and across the NFL. The Eagles and the Chiefs, huge games for both of these teams. Quiet is kept. The Bears want this victory against the Lions bad. The Bills against the Jets, that will make Justin Fields' early season. That will propel the Jets if they were able to knock off the Bills in an early season game. If the Giants travel to Dallas and win this game, ladies and gentlemen, you can stop the presses because we are going to break in on Sunday night.
So when you go get my book, it's a section in there that talk about the what if.
The
You
what
can't
if?
live in the you can't live in the what if. The what if is what causes so many people. It's a barrier that stop people from reaching their dreams, their goals, because they live in the world of what if. If was the fifth, we all be drunk, baby. It
He
ain't
said, "I'm going." He said, "I'm robbing people of their dreams because I'm talking about if the Giants win." All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're
I
gonna
talk
see. But
about the
let
what
it
if factor.
the what if factor. That's what I'm talking about.
Cowboys by 2 touchdowns, baby.
Cowboys by 14. That's what I'm talking about. Way to be that confident. I won't be surprised if
Oh,
y'all win by 14, but I won't be surprised if y'all lose either. And boy, if y'all lose, Tuesday's night show gonna be fun.
there you go. You use that term again. If you got to
Yeah,
get that, you got to get that out your vocabulary,
I
man. We
got
don't live
you,
in the
man. I
world.
got you. I got you. Hey, awesome show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for joining us both or on each one of the platforms that we are broadcasting live on TikTok Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. The chat was fire. Love the engagement, the commentary, the guidance, the correction, sharing your hypothesis as to why you believe your team is going to win if they are not favored to win. We picked a lot of great games. These games are going to be exciting. They're going to be tight. And hopefully it works out for you in whatever capacity that you want it to. So, Griff, you got any departing shots for any of the Roundtable family shout outs that you want to shoot out to anybody?
Hey man, again, and everybody that showed up tonight, truly appreciate y'all. As always, man, make sure you bring somebody else with you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all be safe out there this weekend, man, and enjoy some football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First and foremost, be safe out there wherever you are, whatever you're engaged in. Make sure that you're keeping your head on a swivel, literally and figuratively, because you never know what is going on around you. No matter how engaged you are in the activity that you are engaged in, make sure that you are situationally aware of your surroundings. For real, for real. I'm not playing. Uh, but if you are out enjoying, any of these games out in public, enjoy it. Please be safe when you're doing it, but enjoy the game, because regardless of whether or not you're at home in the comfort of your own house or enjoying these games out with friends and family, you're going to enjoy some great games. Well, there are not going to be many blowouts, even though Griff got the Cowboys by 14. I foresee a lot of these games being closer than many of the experts think. And I'm looking forward to the show on Tuesday night to recap all that has happened this weekend. So, y'all be safe. Y'all take care of each other. Do something nice for yourselves. Do something nice for your family when given the opportunity. And if the opportunity presents itself, please do something nice for someone you may not even know, because it just might be the best thing that happens to them on that particular day. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be breezy.
Access granted.